Hey golfers, my name is Rob Sachs, PGA golf instructor and authorized instructor of the Golf Machine, teaching professional Wood Creek Oaks and Diamond Oaks in Roseville, California. And I had a really great lesson with a guy this morning, and I was able to utilize a drill that I learned from Sean Webb and Mike Granato on Athletic Motion Golf. But I added a little twist to it, and I want to explain it and then show you the results of that. My student Mike has allowed me to utilize his video for the benefit of other players, which I greatly appreciate, because his example is something that I mean, we see a little bit of this, but it's not to the extreme that Mike was demonstrating. And so anyway, so the drill that I learned from Mike and Sean, well, I'd seen this drill before, but not for years, and maybe I used it, I don't know, 30 years ago. I'm not sure, but anyway, the drill is if you have someone who's bringing their right arm back around their chest like this, kind of like that. So take the left arm, put it under across the chest with the hand underneath the right tricep, and then what that right tricep does is it keeps the right arm in place, right, and helps you to swing back on a real good line. And then if you can get them to shift a little bit and come down, then the club will shallow on its own. There's nothing much that you need to do there. You should get a pretty decent shot. So the twist to this that I did was, and I haven't seen this before. That said, I'm sure I'm not the first person to think of this, but I took an alignment rod and I stuck it in his watchman like this. And so he put the club around him. Now he's got a pointer as to whether or not he's utilizing the proper forces at the proper time in the swing. So we're dealing with three basic forces. I mean, just very generally speaking, we have a vertical force, a rotational force, a lateral force, then a vertical force and a rotational force through impact, right? So the vertical force and rotational force takes us into the backswing. Then there's a recentering, that's the lateral force. And then there's a vertical force coming up, and then a rotation that happens through impact. So with this pointer, because he didn't have a lot of lateral force in his in transition, he didn't have a lot of lateral force there. This pointer was a real key into being able for him to measure, or not measure it necessarily, but to see whether or not it had any lateral force. So when he got here, he came back, you can see the stick, and if you transfer with lateral force, you can still see the stick. However, if he didn't have any lateral force and then just employed rotational force here and went around, the stick would disappear, right? So in essence, if he spun from the end of the swing, the stick would disappear, and if he stayed lateral, the stick would still be there where he could see it. Okay, so that was just a little modification to this drill, but he allowed me to use this video and illustrate exactly how he was doing with this drill, and I wanted to share it with you today as well. So these the next video segments that you'll see are Mike going through that process. So yeah, watch them, enjoy. If you have any comments, please feel free to make them. Like and subscribe if you like the content that I'm producing here. I know I'm a new channel, but what the heck? Might as well get on board. Okay, so yeah, enjoy the video.
All right, so this is my student Mike, who's graciously allowed me to use this video for the benefit of other players. Mike's condition here is somewhat common, but is more extreme than what we're used to seeing. So when he brings the club back, you can see that right elbow is just going right around his rib cage in the back, and he's getting the club real close to his right hip there as he comes back. Then once he gets to the top, he's making a circle up here, and then the club has to drop down and hit the ball from the outside, swing across it. It could go off the toe. If he happens to catch it flush on the face, it goes head left into the trees, or turns into a pull slice. Just a number of problems can be occurring there. So I gave Mike a drill, which I wanted to show you this first before I voiceovered the other video to show you the drill that I gave him that really helped to give him the feel of not doing this at all. Okay, so here's the second stage of this. I gave Mike a drill that I learned from Sean Webb and Mike Renato on Athletic Motion Golf, and it's a real good drill. Now, I had seen this before, but it's been years since I needed to actually use it. I hadn't seen anybody draw their right elbow around their chest to this degree. So it was a completely appropriate drill for this player. So you can see here in this bottom frame that he's got his left hand, his left arm is coming across his chest, and his left hand is kind of preventing that elbow from going around his rib cage. And so now he just comes back and up a little and definitely in, which is great. And he's coming down on a line slightly below that. Now, this is a move that this guy's never made. I mean, this is a real, a big change from what he had been doing. So we started him real slow, started him real short so that you could get a feel for it. The slower you go, the more you chunk this down into pieces, the better a feel you get for it. Once you get the feel, then you can play with it. Okay, so something that I added to this that I hadn't seen before, and I'm most certain that I'm not the first one to think of this. So what I did was I took an alignment rod and I tucked it inside his watch band right along his left arm line. Now, we're dealing with three forces primarily, three forces in the golf swing. It's a vertical and rotational move into the backswing. It's a lateral move to position you, and then it's another vertical and rotational uh, uh, force into impact. So what this rod did, so Mike didn't have a very good lateral motion. I mean, he was part of, not only was his right arm going around his rib cage too much, but he didn't have a lateral motion back to the ball or to recenter his weight back toward the left in order to get the lower body out of the way so the club could just shallow naturally on its own accord. So what I did with this alignment rod is I was able to show him. So when he got to the top, if he did not make a lateral motion, the alignment rod would disappear to the left. If he did make a lateral motion, it would stay out more in front of him. So he would be able to see that, use that alignment stick as a pointer to see whether or not he was adding enough lateral motion to position himself for the vertical and rotational motion through impact. So I thought that was I have not seen anyone do this, but for some reason it just occurred to me that maybe that might be a good idea to help Mike to avoid making a motion that has him coming over the top so dramatically and be able to hit the ball straight. Now, he's never hit the ball one-handed before in his life. He said that to me today, and he was dinking little 50-yard shots out there one-handed and hitting them dead straight on a completely different and more solid line than he had been hitting them before. So I was real excited about it. I mean, it's always the best when you're able to help a student to discover something and help them to get better. I mean, that's why the people who are really interested in teaching, that's why they teach. So anyway, that's the tip that I wanted to share. I hope that benefits you. And thank you very much, Mike, for allowing us to use your video and help other players.
All right, so as you can see, Mike really improved his swing, and he was very excited at the end of the lesson, as was I. Again, that's the whole reason why whole reason why we teach is so that we can help people to get better. And Mike's example was just a great way to start my day, so to speak. So if you're looking for a golf lesson, I can be reached online at Skillest. I have a profile on Skillest. I utilize OnForm for my video lessons. They enable students to upload videos into the system after they've had an in-person lesson. And then I can critique those and make sure that my students stay on track with the changes that I've suggested. And then also I am in-person lessons are at Wood Creek Oaks or Diamond Oaks in Roseville, California. And you can reach me at golfroseville.com. And yeah, thanks very much for watching. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks.